Welcome to iChatBALL. If you want to chat ball with us or have an idea you'd like to see in a show, leave your comments down below. We always take a look and we'll give you a shout out if we like your idea. We could even invite you onto a live show. Lastly, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and to smash that subscribe button as well. It helps more than we can ever say and it shows you're a real footy fan. Okay, it's time. Are you ready, footy fans? Here we go. iChatBALL. Remember, call the show 07754 639 410. Text and email info@ichatball@gmail.com. All lowercase, guys. Right, this edition is the morning after. It's the 13th of August, and we're going to be talking about yesterday's games in the Premier League and across the leagues. Okay. Welcome back, my fellow ballers. It's Sunday, and this is the morning after. First up, it's the essential results roundup. So let's have a look at the results from yesterday. In the quarterfinals of the Women's World Cup, we had Australia and France played out a 0-0 draw, but Australia went through 7-6 on penalties, as you can see there. England, come on the girls, 3 Lionesses on the chest. England 2, Colombia 1 after going 1-0 down. Right on half time, I remember seeing this goal. I thought, no, they're not going to get anywhere near a goal, but they snuck one. Not a bad team, actually, Colombia. Rated, I think, a 45, 46 in the world, 48, I think, in world FIFA rankings. Officially, England, I think, 8. England come back to second half goals from Hemp and Russo. So well done, the Lionesses. I think they're playing Australia on Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? I think it's Wednesday, yeah. Okay, Premier League. Arsenal 2, Forest 1. Let's have a look at the... I want to have a look at the possession stats for Arsenal. Yeah, as I thought, 78%. Really, really good with the ball. Lots of possession, but only won by 1 goal in the end. But their team is looking absolutely really up to strength this year with their signings. I think Timber went off injured yesterday. Signings of Declan Rice. Interesting signing, Ramsdale, that they've signed the Brentford, or they're going to sign the Brentford goalkeeper. Jesus is injured, so Nketiah got his chance but scored a goal. Had a good game there, 4th rated Arsenal player. Trossard come on as a sub. Still got Partey. And I like Tomiyasu. Didn't play for much yesterday. Was brought on as a late sub, but that is a strong team. Partey playing out of position, I believe. I think he's usually a midfielder, isn't he? But Timber, number 12, playing at left back there. He had an injury. Was taken off. I think it was second half. That looks like quite a concern. Looked like he was in quite some pain. But that midfield is really, really strong. Odegaard, Rice, and Havertz, and the front three are as strong as they'll ever be. And they've got Jesus to come back, so quite formidable. Yeah. So Arsenal beat Notts Forest 2-1. Bournemouth West Ham. Jared Bowen scored a cracking goal from outside the box. Let's just get them scores up again. Jared Bowen took the lead for West Ham, 51st minute. But Bournemouth come back, scored in the second half. Let's look at the possession facts. Was it an even game? I think it was quite a even game. Well, Bournemouth had 63% of the possession. So I think West Ham were quite strong in that first half. So Bournemouth must have had a really good second half to bring back that 14 to 16 shots. Quite active in the attacking areas, both teams, but ended up a 1-1 draw. So even split. Now Brighton. I'm a Palace fan, and I think this is a team that are going to shock a few people this season. They've lost. They're about to lose, by the looks of it, Caicedo to either Liverpool or Chelsea. Looks like Chelsea are just going to pip them, I think. today being Sunday, I think that they are going to sign him for 115 million. And obviously they've also lost McAllister to Liverpool. So you'd think that would leave a big hole in their team. Now, obviously they're only playing Luton, newly promoted. But that is a very, very strong team. And they still have the rest of the transfer window to go. And look at that, 71%. Luton, new team. Coming up, they may well find that they struggle. It's a very formidable team, Brighton. But Luton may well struggle because there is generally 3 or 4 players going to hurt you in every Premier League team. But we'll see. Luton supporters, you put your comments down below. Talk back to me. This is what iChatBALL's all about. The channel's going to get bigger and stronger with your help, and we'll only do that together. So this is a fans forum. We're going to have a Friday night fans forum in a couple of months when I get to a certain amount of subscribers. I won't tell you what that is, but I will then launch a live Friday night show where you can call in and give me your views, give me your opinions. If I've said something you don't like, tell me why you think it's wrong. Let's go back to the results. Everton 0, Fulham 1. Everton, incredibly, being a Palace fan, 2 seasons ago, we was up at Goodison Park. We were 2-0 up at half time, all over Everton. Second half, it was like a mental game of 2 halves. Second half, Everton all over us and beat us 3-2. They escaped again last season. I'm going to say that Everton are going to struggle this season, and I might actually tip them for a relegation place. Fulham, did Mitrovic play yesterday? I'm not sure he did. He said he weren't going to play for them again, didn't he? But Fulham got the 3 points. So we'll look at the Cordova Reed. Very handy player, like an unsung hero in the Fulham team. Workhorse, gets stuff done, up and down the pitch, box-to-box midfielder. 73rd minute. So Everton start with a defeat. Jordan Pickford there. Amazed that he stayed after last season and the season before, but he did. I heard a few rumours that a few teams were after him, and I was very surprised that he stayed after Everton's continuing struggles. But as I said, I think Everton are going to struggle again, and I'm going to predict them as maybe a dark horse for promotion. Relegation. Well, on to the next one. My team, Sheffield United Palace. Edouard there with the goal 4 minutes into the second half. Sheffield United, I don't know. It's one of them teams that could surprise a few people. We've got a lot of energy. We had a lot of possession, but they seem to have the better chances. But we took one in the end, supplied by Ayew, crossing it in. Eze was the magic man. That magic man for Palace used to be Zaha. It's a big season. First season without him in the team. He's actually left, obviously, we all know. Signed a 3-year contract with Galatasaray. Wants to play Champions League football. Wish him all the best. He is our GOAT. Greatest of all time, in my opinion. Unbelievable player. If we'd lost him 2-3 seasons ago, we would really be in trouble. Really, seriously. But last season, maybe this one, Elise is obviously out injured. Soon we get him back, the better. Hopefully we can keep hold of all of our players, because we've got interest in Mark Gay, Joachim Andersen, both our centre-backs. We just got Tyrick Mitchell back from injury. He played straight away, didn't play much in pre-season. Looked slightly off it, really, from the times that he was put under pressure. He didn't really look up to, I think he's around about 85-90% fit. Obviously match fitness gives you that last 10-15%. So it'd be interesting to see what's to come from Tyrick Mitchell. Palace are still in the transfer market. Obviously you don't know what's going to happen with signings in or out. Elise, Eze, Anderson, Gay. Hopefully we can keep hold of those guys. Doucouré had interest in from Liverpool. Lerma, cracking signing. This guy, he's like box-to-box dominator. Doucouré was, to a certain extent, cut adrift certain times in there. He was on his own, just battling away. Now he's got like a foil. He's got someone he can feed off. They can anticipate each other and link up. Them two are going to be absolutely brilliant. But like I said, good start for the boys. Come on, the Palace. You got an opinion on the Palace information? Palace transfer market dealings? Anyone else's transfer market dealings? I'd like to hear you. I'd like to hear what you say. But remember, when you talk to me, I'm a real football fan. I will give you my honest opinion, but it will be the truth. Newcastle. This is a team who I think are going to make someone win the league. By that, I mean they are going to nick points off of people who want to do well, and they're going to get themselves involved in the mix because they could nick a draw with Man City or beat Liverpool or nick a point or two off of Arsenal. Same with Chelsea. They're going to make someone. I don't think they're quite there yet regards winning the Premier League, but they're. I think 2 or 3 years they'll be involved in the mix again, like the heady Kevin Keegan days. Absolutely brilliant football they was playing there. Ginola, Aspria, all those players back in that era. Kevin Keegan got them believing. It looks like Eddie Howe is doing the same thing with the Newcastle team. He has them. They've got their belief back, and I think they actually took the lead. Yeah, Tonali, new Italian international player. Nice tidy finish there from him, from the footage that I saw. Aston Villa actually equalised as well, not too long after. But then I think Newcastle just took over, played possession football, keep the ball, keep it away from the opposition, and gradually took control of the game. Look at that, Isak, 8.75 out of 10. Had a great game. Closely followed by Tonali, Barnes, and Wilson. You've got that many people who are getting an 8 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players out of your 11. Well, 5 out of your 10. Your outfield players, 5 are getting an 8. The opposition is going to struggle to tie down 2 or 3 of those. They won't be able to tie down 4 or 5, possibly 6. So if you've got that good a team, you are going to be able to break down the opposition. Let's go back here. Tonali, Isak got 2, Wilson and Barnes right at the death. The injury time, that's something I want to talk about a bit later. I'll get back to that. I want to recap on that. It's the stoppage time that's been enforced by the Premier League. They're allowing insane amount of time regards injuries, goal celebrations, what they're calling time wasting. Time wasting could be anything where the ref's thinking, oh, the goalkeeper's taking too long to do it, to kick the ball, to field the ball, to chuck it out to the defender, and they're adding on 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. Surely the way forward is for them to actually, how can I say it? If you left in no man's land regards, right, the first half's just finished, we're building up towards half time, there should be an accumulative clock by the actual match clock, time wasting. And every time the ref thinks there's something that's punishable, maybe he can press something on his watch, or VAR will deem something to be punishable. It's punishable by like 30 seconds or a minute and a half, or an injury. The player goes down, gets injured. So they say, right, the player's been down for a minute and a half, so they can add that to the clock. So when you look at the score clock, you see time that's added on to the end of the match. Maybe that's the way to go, I don't know, but I want to come back to that a bit later. We'll have a look down through the other football scores from yesterday. Rangers beat Livingston 4-0, no surprise there. Ross County 2, St Johnstone 0, St Mirren 2, Dundee 1. Into the Championship, Coventry 3, Middlesbrough 0. Great result for Coventry. Middlesbrough did really well last year, but Coventry sold their striker, didn't they? Their Gyökeres. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. If you can drop a comment down below, guys. Gyokeres, isn't it? And I think he actually scored on his debut, didn't he? For who is his new team? Sporting Lisbon. I think he scored. Maybe he scored 2 on his debut. But anyway, good luck to him. He's gone aboard. Palace, I think, were quite heavily linked with him, but he went aboard and he scored on his debut. Coventry don't seem to be missing him at all. Birmingham 1, Leeds 0. Leeds come down from the Premiership last year. Parachute payments, etc. Expected to do quite well. Wilfried Gnonto, sorry. Sitting out training, I believe, or not getting picked for matches. Obviously, he's pushing for a move. I think Crescencio Somerville is a player to watch there. Patrick Bamford, dark horse there. I think he might be picked up by someone. Maybe a bottom half Premier League team. If not in the summer transfer window, maybe in the January transfer window. But that's something for us to keep an eye on. I've just got a feeling somebody will want his experience if they're struggling to stay in the Premier League. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. Cardiff 1, Queen's Park Rangers 2. Huddersfield 1, Huddersfield 0, Leicester 1. Mavadidi. Leicester come down last season as well as Leeds. So they've got off to a fly, got the 3 points in the bag. Huddersfield 4, Sheffield Wednesday 2. High scoring game there. Tufan, great player. Really, really comfortable with the ball. And even more so in the Championship. He'll make other people look slow because he's that experienced. Ipswich 2, Stoke 0. Millwall 0, Bristol City 1. Last 4 minutes into injury time. So, not good luck there for Millwall. Preston 2, Sunderland 1. Sunderland just come up again. I think they've had 2 promotions in a row, haven't they? But not getting the points there. Preston winning 2-1. Rotherham 2, Blackburn 2. Blackburn lost. Who's the striker? Yeah, who's the striker that was with Blackburn? Brereton Diaz. He left. I think he did quite well on his debut for whoever it was he signed, but they don't seem to be missing him too bad. They got a 2-2 draw yesterday. This is what I'm calling the game of the day across the league. Southampton 4, Norwich 4. This game was absolutely cracking. I watched the highlights. I had to watch it again because it was just backwards and forwards all over the place. Norwich took the lead on 7. Southampton equalised on 17. If I done it right, 17. Southampton took the lead on 21. Norwich equalised on 23. Norwich took the lead on just on half time, 2 minutes into stoppage time. Southampton scored, they equalised on 57. No, took the lead on 57. Then Norwich, equalised, 57. Norwich took the lead again on 84. Fastnacht. I'm assuming that he's German, Austrian, maybe. And then Adam Armstrong scored a penalty on 90th minute plus 7 minutes. Now, 5 years ago, if you had 7 minutes in injury time, you'd be deemed very unlucky. But this is going to become a common thing. We need to be getting used to this, guys, because it's going to be 10, 12, 13, 14 minutes because it's crazy. They're going to be punished for not taking a throw on fast enough. So we have to have some sort of boundaries or rules where we're told that if you take longer than such and such a window to execute whatever your next thing is, free kick, corner, if you're playing for time, then it will be punishable. We need to see that on the displayed somewhere. We need to know how much is good. We can't just be told 8 minutes at the end because we don't know what we've been punished for. In a game I was watching the other day, I thought, there'd be 2 or 3 minutes injury time on this easily because there was a couple of tackles and then there was 1 minute. And I thought, well, it's not controlled. It seems like it's a hazard in a guess. Anyway, on to the next one. Watford 0, Plymouth 0. West Brom 3, Swansea 2. Good win for West Brom, but I think they were actually, they were 2-0 up, 2-0 up after, 3-0 up, after 64 minutes. Swansea coming back strongly in the second half, 74 and 80, but West Brom held out, took the points. Dip into League One. Bristol Rovers 1, Barnsley 1. Burton Albion 0, Derby County 3. Cheltenham 0, Bolton 3. Exeter 0, Blackpool 0. Fleet Town 0, Cambridge 2. Leighton 0, Portsmouth 4. Portsmouth. That's my bet for champions in that league. Strong team. Lincoln 3, Wickham 0. Oxford 1, Carlisle United 0. Peterborough 1, Charlton 0. Port Vale 1, Reading 0. Stevenage 2, Shrewsbury 0. Wigan 2, Northampton 1. Dipping into League 2. AFC Wimbledon 1, Wrexham 1. Wrexham, great story for them last year. Coming up through like the non-league tiers, obviously. Now they're in the league. Got their first point of the season. So congratulations, guys. Welcome to the big time, as they say. We'll see what you can do. If you're a Wrexham fan, you want to make a point, think that you're stronger. How are you going to do? Are you going to struggle? Is the so-called pro game, now that you're in the professional leagues, has it made a massive difference? Has the two superstar owners made a difference? What's actually happened in the background that we don't know about? The thing that iChatBALL want to do, we want to hear from the fans about your teams. So Wrexham might be a great starting point. Tell to me about what have you seen at the ground that's different. What impact did they have when you was in the middle of last season when they come on board? And what's different? What's different now? Are you seeing different attitude from the players? Do you think you're going to do well in the rest of this transfer window? Who do you think that you're most in need of assistance in your team? Is it like forward? Is it defence? I think you've still got Ben Foster there. I think he's 37. Still a good goalkeeper, mind, especially at that level. But give me some feedback, guys. Let me know your comments. I'll Wrexham the real deal. Are they going to make an impact in that league? Carrying on. Barrow 2, Sutton United, Barrow 2, Sutton 1. Bradford 2, Colchester 1. Gillingham 1, Accrington 0. Harrogate 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. Mansfield 3, Morecambe 0. Milton Keynes Dons 1, Tranmere 0. Newport 4, Doncaster 0. Notts County 3, Grimsby 2. Salford 1, Crawley 1, Swindon 2, Crewe 2, and Walsall 2, Stockport 1. Now in that league, there's a few, because I'm a South London boy, and I'm looking at that league, and you've got the MK Dons, and you've got the Milton Keynes Dons, AFC Wimbledon, and the Milton Keynes Dons. That's going to be quite feisty. You've got Sutton United from my corner of the earth, so to speak, Crawley Town. So I will be keeping a quite close eye on these leagues. It's not just all about the Premier League. iChatBALL is about grassroots. So we want to be talking to the so-called smaller teams. It's not all about Big Six. This channel will not be about Big Six. That's definitely not what we're going to be doing. Right, what we want to do now, I want to take you up. I'm going to go right up to the top here. I want to look at next week's fixtures. So today, Brentford and Tottenham are currently playing. 10 minutes into the second half, 2-2. Later on today, 4:30, you have Chelsea, Liverpool, Aberdeen, as predicted, really, getting whooped by Celtic. Rangers, Celtic. If one of them don't win the league, the other one will. That's it. End of conversation in that area. Hearts 0, Kilmarnock 0, Motherwell 0, Hibernia 0. But still in the first half in both those games. Monday, Man U, Wolves. Lopetegui. I'm not sure what happened with this guy, but there was rumours that he wasn't happy with transfer budget, transfer policy, players outgoing, incoming, suggestions of board unrest. But he left a few days ago, didn't he? And did they install? Who's the Bournemouth? The guy who saved Bournemouth last year, very harshly treated by Bournemouth, I think. Gary O'Neill. Gary O'Neill. I hope it's Gary. Gary O'Neill saved Bournemouth, did really well. The chairman come out and was praising him, and then 3 or 4 days later they let him go. I think he could do a good job with that Wolves squad. Some good, experienced players in that team, but I do expect Man United to. I'll say shade that by a couple of goals, at least 2 goals. Tuesday, you've got the Spain-Sweden women's semi-final in the Women's World Cup. I'm going to go for a shock on this one. I think Sweden maybe can nick this by a goal, maybe in extra time, maybe even penalties. Champions League, all the qualifying rounds there. Galatasaray, I'll be keeping an eye on that. As a Palace fan, Galatasaray, that's where Wilf Zaha's gone, just to see how he's getting on, how he gets by in that league. I think he'll tear it up, to be quite honest. Still got a lot to give at the Premier League level, but obviously he wants to get trophies in his cabinet. He's our goat, Palace. If he'd have left us, as I said earlier, if he'd have left us, whoa, 3-4 seasons ago, we'd really be in deep trouble. He was we couldn't win without him in the team. Basically, in a nutshell, if he wasn't playing, we would suffer, and we would usually suffer big time. League 2. Fixtures there as well. On to Wednesday. Yep. 3 Lionesses. Come on, girls. I'll be watching this one at work. Australia, England. I'm quite looking forward to. I think this is going to be a really good game, actually. Lauren James. I think we will miss her. That's the girl that stood on the Colombian lady. She can't really say she didn't mean it, because she could have stood off in a different direction or over her. But as I know, played football myself. Sometimes the red mist tends to descend, and it makes you do stupid stuff. But when you've calmed down, you ask yourself, what have I done? But it's too late. It's done. Super Cup on Wednesday night. Man City versus Sevilla. I think that'll be a comfortable 3-4 goal victory for Man City. They'll do their typical stuff. You can't complain about the football they play, because it's just outstanding. Possession stats. They must be breaking possession stats year on year. If you get the ball off them, you're doing well. It's then if you can do something when you've got it against them, which is difficult enough as it is. Thursday, Europa League qualifying. No one there from neck of the woods. Go down and look at the Europa Conference League. No. I haven't missed anyone's team there. Derry City. Tobol Kostanai. Losing 1-0, so good luck to Derry. Hearts against Rosenborg. I saw some of this game last week. They got a late goal, didn't they, Hearts? So I'm going to say that I think Hearts will get through on that game. I think they may win that game. I'm going to go for in extra time. Hibernian winning 3-1. Shouldn't really have many concerns. Saudi Pro League. I want to talk to you guys about that league later. I don't know what to make of the league. I'm surprised that the people who have gone there have actually gone there with all the politics behind it. But I want to talk to you about that a bit later. Saudi Pro League it might be something that we want to be keeping an eye on, because it could become somewhat of a pest in the background. Transfer windows are going to get very, very interesting in the next 3 or 4 years. So the money there's just crazy. Friday, Notts Forest, Sheffield United. That's going to be a big game. That's like either of those two teams winning. It's a 6-pointer. Second game of the season, but this is a 6-pointer already. These teams know that they're going to be put under pressure from the start. You look at the Championship there, Leeds and West Brom, another big game. Leeds come down from the Premiership, be looking to hold on to a few players. West Brom did well last year, started off quite poorly, I believe, but they'll be looking to be in the mix there, at least in the playoffs. So I think they'll be hoping for a bit more than that, if we're honest. Right, what I'm going to do now, this is the part of the episode called After the Fact. I want to have a look at the top scorers if we can. Not much in it at the moment, but obviously we've only played one game, Isak. This is a guy who I think is quite underrated. He was I think he's like 46 or so. I don't know if you can put that in the comments down below. I'm not sure exactly how much, but I'm sure he's around 40, 46. 2 goals in his first game. Haaland, obviously you expect him to be there now. Guy just seems to have stuff to deflect off his arse and go in the net, and he just seems to be in the right place at the right time. But I do think Isak, someone to keep an eye on this year. Evan Ferguson, young player, very good talent at Brighton. I think we might be seeing a lot of him. Eddie Nketiah, I think, could get a few games this year. Callum Wilson might be involved in the mix as well, up in Newcastle. I think he will be fed chances galore. If he could convert a few, he will be involved in the mix in the top 5, should we say? Regards top scorers. Promotion and relegation places is something we normally talk about in this part of the show, but not really worth having a look at the moment, because obviously one game played. Newcastle at the top there, +4 goal difference, 3 points, great start for them. Brighton, Man City, Arsenal, Palace, come on the boys. Fulham, Brentford, Tottenham. Brentford and Tottenham playing each other. Is it Brentford, sorry? Brentford, Tottenham? Yeah, still 2-2. Just having a look at the scores. Yeah, still 2-2. Should be in about the 70th minute now. So they've both got 1 point each there, but one of them could jump up the table by sneaking a late goal. I'm not sure if they'll be able to do that, but only time will tell.